Hello, welcome back to Better the Synopsis. My name is Kieran, and yeah, welcome back to the Minecraft world. I did a little bit of work off camera once again, this time preparing for today's video. Now, for today's video, I'm going to be doing a lot of small work around. I'm very happy with the cemetery that we made last episode, and in today's episode I just want to start getting a little bit more into the Minecraft of it all, if that makes any sort of sense at all. We're going to be using these diamonds that we found last episode in order to create some diamond gear, and maybe we'll get a small build out. I'm very happy to be playing this game with you guys, so without further ado, let's begin. I do not know where there are any cows, so we are going to just take our wheat and do our best. I think that's the best way for us to be going about this episode, just going in and just doing our best. I think it'd be really fun to try and find some more bees, so yeah, I've been dying to do some more work onto that. I think going this way, straight through the birch forest, is going to be our best bet to find some cows. I didn't do too much exploration out of the birch forest, but I did do a little bit of exploration into the pale oak. The pale oak biome that we have has some really fun things, so I think we're going to be building into that a lot more. With us trying to set up for the beginning of the base, I think it'd be best for us just to set up in the birch forest and go from there. Besides, I love the colors that are used in the birch forest, and I think it'd be really fun for a biome. Perfect. I found one. I found two. There we go. Now we just need to lead them all back to the base. Alright, time to get these boys into the cow pen here before the night starts. I think for this episode we're just going to be doing a lot of small little projects here and there. The big one for me is that I really want to try and get an enchantment table up and going, because an enchantment table would be super beneficial for me. Another thing that I want to do is I also want to get a little bit of obsidian. I wanted to do a little bit of mining off camera to get some more deep slate for builds coming up, because I feel like deep slate would just be a really fun block to use since I don't really use it very often. But while I was exploring, I came across a giant lava lake, and so unfortunately I can't get to the level that I really wanted to get to for it, but it at least gives me the opportunity to get some obsidian for a enchantment table. The climb up's going to be a little bit of not a nightmare, but just a little bit of a nuisance, but it's not the worst thing in the world. I've been doing a little bit of exploration into block palettes, and I've been doing a little bit of build practice while I've got the time, and I've been really having fun with it. I've been asking a lot of people in my own personal life for some recommendations for build practice, and it's been a good one. I did some really fun builds on my free time during these last couple of weeks, and it was fun. I really like building in this game, and I want to continue building in the survival world, and at least uploading some of them because it'd be fun. But the first thing I need to do is I desperately need to get a lot more set up in this survival world. That's absolutely for sure, and in order to do so, I'm definitely going to need a lot more than just iron gear to set up. Some people are absolutely crazy bonkers and they can build out of just using iron, but I am definitely not one of those people, unfortunately. I desperately need that sort of setup before I can do something super duper crazy. And I do have an idea as to what I'd like to build for this enchantment table. I think another thing I'm kind of excited for, but also pretty scared for, is going into the Nether. I haven't done a lot of Nether exploration since the Nether update, and I desperately do need to get back into the thick of things there. The Nether is just so it's not difficult, but it's dangerous. For this first world, I really don't want to mess anything up too badly. I've already had a couple of creeper explosions here and there that have not really like destroyed any like progress per se, but they were definitely more of a nuisance than anything else. But going into the Nether could be a very dangerous mission, and I want to make sure that I'm all prepared for it. You know, we're taking this world casually, as I said before, and I'll continuously say, and I think this would be a fun sort of adventure for us. I really want to try and do a nice blend of both making progress but also doing some of the tedious tasks, like farming up blocks for builds off camera. But I also do want to showcase progress on camera because, you know, this is supposed to be a let's play instead of a look at what I've been doing. So yeah, as much as I probably should just collect up the bare necessities for the Nether portal, I like getting in those corners. I'm one of those corner people, unfortunately. This is Minecraft. It's all about the aesthetic. Off the topic of aesthetic, please do not look at my staircase here. It is kind of abysmal. I do love the lighting effect difference going from both biomes, because if you look here, it's like a very nice blue. It's pretty casual, but you go from the pale garden and you look into the sky, it's pale. I didn't notice that before until I was leaving my my mines here, that this transition is just wonderful. I wonder how much I can use that to my advantage. But with all that being said, I think I also need to set up where I want this enchantment table to go. I think the Nether portal I'll set up some other time. In the meantime, I kind of want to do a little bit more exploring. I think for my New Year's resolution this year, with the new year that just passed, as well as the holidays, I think my resolution for this year is going to be to just continuously to play this game and record a lot more. Last year, I was doing a lot more serious videos, and as fun as they were, I want to also make sure to get some more casual stuff out. Although I did a lot during the year of 2024, video-wise, I feel like I just wasn't as casual as I was wanting to. So this will be a very fun year to be a lot less serious and more fun time vibes. I hope you guys enjoy that sort of content. It's going to be a little bit different, yes, but I also think that it'll be really, really, really fun. So let's see how we feel. I think another thing I want to do is I also want to find a little bit of sheep while I am out about exploring, because the fact is we need a second bed. I need a bed in my inventory for when it does become night and I'm out exploring. It's been a little bit of a ridiculous one that I've been needing to go back to the base just so that way I can sleep. So just getting a bunch of these little small tasks done. I think it'd be really, really good to be growing at least one dark oak tree near our base. So that's what I'm going to get. So a recent video that I also watched almost all the way through at this point was Grian's world tour of Hermitcraft video, that full 7-hour video. I basically turned on the video whenever I was working to sort of just have something on in the background, and I loved that video quite a bit. I absolutely adored seeing the build inspirations for the Hermitcraft members and seeing exactly what their inspirations were, and it's very much inspired my own sort of world that I want to be creating. I think going for like a build aesthetic as well as creating a story would be rather fun. I think that sort of way of playing the game is just, it's really fun. It's like playing a role-playing game like D&D, where you create a story out of what your characters are like. I think that's wonderful. I may be biased though. I have been playing D&D for a while now. I think ever since I was back in high school, so. Alright, cows are all good. Now we just need to grow some sugarcane. I feel like unless we're doing like villagers, sugarcane isn't the most necessary block to be farming up. So I think just getting a little bit of a farm here will suffice us for the time being. I think what I'm really trying to determine right now is after we get everything situated and set up, I'm really trying to determine what sort of build aesthetic I wanted to go for. There's a lot of different builds that you can do with pale oak that I want to experiment with, but it's just trying to find that aesthetic and going through with it. I think going for that haunted mansion vibe would be really fun, and leaning into the spooky ghosts would be really fun. But unfortunately, I do feel like although I can be all the spooky, I do feel more original Scooby-Doo than I do a horror movie. So we'll see how I feel in the future. If you guys think that going for a spooky ghost vibe would be fun, let me know. Alright, looks like we found ourselves a village while we were out here. I think that could be really good. Maybe we can find some, some more books. All right, overall, that was pretty successful, if I have to say so myself. I love the fact that I got like really excited about getting carrots. I only got carrots for the aesthetic. The fact is the crops are really good for building as well. Yeah. Oh, right. I did a little bit of some off-camera work. I got a nice start of a pathway going. I also bred some of the cows. I think after this I will grab the leather for it, and hopefully that should be enough. I think what we can do is we could at least get started on our build for today. So, funny little thing about this area is while I was working on some stuff off camera, I seem to have gotten a little distracted, and a creeper came up and blew up this small area. This whole empty space used to be like a small crater that I barely fixed up with the small amount of blocks that I got. So I think turning this space into something usable would be rather fun. I will also keep it with the cemetery sort of vibe that we got going, because I like it. Not too big of a footprint that I'm thinking, but I still think that it could be really good to just get that last little bit in. Alright, space is cleared up. I even marked out a little rough draft of how much space we'll need for the enchanter, but let's get more blocks, because I think we're gonna be needing a little bit more than just what we've got in our messy inventory. Alright, I think we've got at least most of the blocks that we will need to start, so without further ado, let's start this build off. I think for this first layer, I'm going to go for a tough block, to be exact, tough brick. My big thing that I will do is I'll actually go in later and get the rest of the texturing in with other blocks once I get this first layer done. I think I'll have the door be wide open. I think another thing I'll do is I'll add pillars in the corners. Another thing for me is with these earlier builds, I don't want to go too large, as if I do make a much larger project in the future, I don't want it to overpower the rest of it. Yeah. I don't really need it to be too tall. So I think we're just going to do a nice simple sort of roof using slabs. Alright, I do like that shape, however, we're also going to texture that shape up just a bit using all of the blocks that we've got at our disposal. Getting at least a couple of stone brick. Getting at least 10 of that. Getting some of the cobblestone that we also got and turn that into some mossy cobble. I think my inventory is just looking a little bit messier, but that's alright. Let's go from the bottom and work our way up. There we go, just like that. I think it's perfect. Let's do the rest of the walls. From mossy, we go to stone brick. From stone brick, we can go to cobble. And finally, using that lighter layer on the inside. I think it makes for a nice little texture there. Don't think it's the most complex in the world, but I don't think it needs to be at all. This is just a little beginner area first. Another big aspect about this is just going about it at whatever way you're thinking. Me personally, I don't want to be a stifler for creativity. Just going at your own pace and what works for you personally is the best way to go about it. Look at that, we got a poisonous potato. Gotta throw it in for good luck. Alright, I think we're on to the last bits here, besides the interior and the landscaping. We just need to get this roof in, and for the roof, what I'd love to do is a little combination of 2 blocks. I do love myself a nice grassy roof, which is always a fun thing to achieve. Using some polished tuff as well as the moss. And for some bits of the grassy roof, we'll just add in short grass and make it look nice and stunning. Yeah! Alright, and then we'll do the same on this side. Nice combination. I feel like it gives it a sort of overgrown roof sort of look to it, which I absolutely love, and it blends in really well with the with the leaves over there. But it's not the only thing we're going to be doing. So we just got to get this last little bit of terraforming in, because we also need to get the entranceway done. Alright, and we're getting the last bits of the enchanting rooms done. Now we just need to put this right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that does it. I think she's really pretty. I think she's really nice, and I do think that she works really well with the graveyard we got going here. I'm a little bit debating whether or not I want to keep the bushes on the side. I think they might be a little bit messier, but I think they work really fine. But, you know, just let me know your guys' opinions. I think with that being said, let's get our first item enchanted as like a final little thing for the episode. I really appreciate you guys all sticking around through this one. And this one did get a little, I wouldn't say it got a little long, but it did get just a little bit more relaxed and chill. There wasn't really that much action going on, but I think it was really fun just vibing along. Alright, let's see what we got. Boop. Alright. I'll take it. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a pleasant evening and stay safe out there. Bye.